All right, all was it 50, 56, right? All 56 characters from No, I Am Not Human. We are going to be ranking them. So here's the tiers we got. They're pretty. I was too lazy to come up with anything special. Best, great, good, okay, serviceable. Serviceable is the lowest because I don't really think there's any bad characters in this game. Just like missed potential. Yeah, underwhelming. All right, so first up we have the G himself. We have the neighbor, probably the nicest man in this game. I want to put him in great. He teaches you the game mechanics. It's a little weird how he teaches you. It's a little slightly immersion breaking, but it's fine. He's a G. He's a G. Okay. You can call him every night until he dies, and it's very sad. All right, FEMA. So technically, like, there should be like two of these guys, right? Because there's two different ones that come to your door, but they look the same. But it's fine. I mean, they do their job. Like, it's okay. I like how they sort of get more aggressive as the game goes on, as a reflection of how FEMA is presenting themselves. All right, Big Mama. So she's always a visitor. She's not randomized. She is always a visitor. She's like the most obvious visitor, like dialogue wise, or one of the most. I mean, I'm gonna put her in good. Like, you're never gonna let her in. I mean, you might let her in like the first time you meet her, but like you never let her in after that. She also taps around like the walls of your house if you don't let her in. Yeah, she just talks about like her brood. Her kids are her brood, and FEMA's taking them. It's like so obvious that she's talking about visitors, and she's a visitor. All right, the old lady, the grandma. I believe she is also a visitor every time. She's just an old lady. She's talking about being old. She's serviceable. I'm not gonna lie. There's just nothing interesting there. The bearded man. The bearded man's kind of cool. I'm not gonna lie. I really like him. He is randomized. He can be a visitor, but he probably has one of the best, like dialogue chains you can go through, where he talks about how he met the pale man, which we'll get to him soon, pre him becoming a visitor, apparently. And yeah, it's just really cool. It's really cool. I like him. And he's really easy to tell whether he's a human or a visitor because of the teeth. I'm gonna put him in great. I'll put him above the neighbor. I like him a lot. All right, Saitama, One Punch Man, Egghead Man, Fortune Teller, the Worship's Death or something. I mean, he's fine. He does his job. I'll put him in good. I'll put him above Big Mama. I don't know. I'm just not a huge fan of him. He appears in a prologue. That's pretty cool. All right, next we got the Forest Delivery Man. I like him. He's cool. I don't know if he's great, but he's definitely good. I'll put him here. He starts off being really optimistic. He even smiles to you, giving you your order and stuff. He's like, oh, have a good day. I mean, good night. Not used to this. But he gets more sad over time, as he originally did this whole delivery job, or kept doing it to get his mind off things. But now, like, his coworkers are dying and his friends are dying, and there's FEMA checks every time he goes to work, and it's just, it really drags him down. He's really cool. I like him. He's good. The Pale Man. I mean, come on. He's got to go in best, right? He's got to go in best. He's essentially the main antagonist of the game. His design is very obviously based on that of Judge Holden. I believe his name is Judge Holden from Blood Meridian. Really intimidating character. That cutscene where he busts down your door. I mean, I'm kind of tired of it now because I've seen it like a million times, because I've played this game for like 30 some hours getting all the achievements. But yeah, he's really cool. I like him. Just seeing how he affects the greater world around you too. He's like such a big threat. He takes down all the guards, the teenagers. He's really cool. I like him. So we got the suit guy, or the mobster as I like to call him, because that's essentially what he is. He is directly, his story, his background is directly related to this guy, the taxi driver, because he beat his dad to death. He's essentially just like a huge scumbag is what he is. He thinks He's talking about like how everyone is in the wolf pack and he is an alpha, and he's like, you need to be an alpha and lead these people, or you're a sheep in wolf's clothing or whatever. I like him better than, I guess, like Big Mama. It's very easy to kill him though. Like, it's very easy for him to get killed, like just through his dialogue early on too, because he's so aggressive. He's so cocky too. He's a scumbag, but it's kind of cool to have a character like that in the game. The seductress, so herself is not very interesting. The theories around her are pretty interesting, around how perhaps she's a visitor version of the protagonist's dead wife or something. But herself is not very interesting. She's kind of flirts with you. She sort of gets into your psyche a little bit, which is kind of cool. She's okay. It's kind of cool to have a character like this in the game. I like her better than Big Mama. I actually might put Big Mama down okay. I'll put her right here in good. But it's cool that there's a character like her in the game. It's like she stays in your room. She's the only character who does that. And of course the whole ending surrounding her is insane. So we'll put these two, move them together so we do them back to back. So this is the like less interesting of the twins. She's just kind of taking care of her sister. That's about it. She misses her husband. She can get her husband's number. You can call it and he'll be like, yeah, I miss her too. Yep. Sorry, we'll probably never gonna be together because I'm dying or something. It's been a while, but you get it. I'll put her in okay. Her sister is much more interesting, I think. She might go into good. Maybe at like the bottom of good. I like her character progression. She's like super depressed, and as your dialogue chain goes on, she sort of gets a bit more optimistic, or at least she like jokes around a bit more as you and her get a bit more sarcastic. It's pretty fun. I like her more than her sister. Also, if you kill one of them, the other one will like go into shock and refuse to even like be tested or talk to you or anything. That's a cool detail, but it sucks if one of them's a visitor and one of them's not, and then you're kind of forced to do that to them. Neighbor's daughter, we'll do bottom of great. She's always a human, which is nice, and she doesn't have very many dialogue in her chain. I think she has like 3 conversations, and it's essentially you choosing whether to allow her to. It's basically you telling her the truth about what happens to her dad, that he died, or sort of lying and being like, yeah, he's fine, just be happy, be fine. I wish that it would have changed the sprites, and maybe there could have been one more dialogue afterwards. Like maybe if you tell her that he's dead, maybe she'll be more at peace in the next dialogue. You can help her with that. Or maybe if you tell him that he's fine, maybe her sprite will be a bit more uppity. She'll be more positive thinking. I don't know. Little missed opportunity there, but she's just such a constant throughout every playthrough. She always comes and she's cool. Angry guy, people hate this guy, like really hate this guy. But then there are people who really like this guy. I love this guy. I think he's awesome. I mean, okay, he's a piece of crap, but you feel so bad for him. So he's one of the few characters whose sprite actually changes the longer he stays in your house. Is he the only character who does that? He might be the only one. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he might be the only one who does that. So he's super mad. He's like dropping the F-bomb every other word. Eventually you learn that he's super mad, not at like anyone else, not at even like the visitors or anything. He's just super mad at himself because his wife left to join these psycho cultists, and in rage he like hit her and just sort of dipped, and he's super mad at himself for that. So he's constantly hurting himself. Here, I'll show you, or I'll just throw the pictures up. I'll throw the pictures up in post. He like slowly gets more and more injured, and even when you test him, like his body parts, they'll be more and more injured. Like you feel bad for him. He did something really bad. I really like him. I think he's a great character. He might go top of great, actually. Maybe not best. We'll see. We might move him up to best, but we'll go top of great so far. I know it's great. There. There. I did it. What you gonna do about it? What you gonna do about it? You know what? You know what, while I'm at it? I'm tired of him. I mean, he's still cool, but I'm tired of him. Okay, Mama's boy, her best son, or whatever he's called. He's got like best son shirt. I like his story. I think his story is really cool. He's like this sort of like mama's boy. He lost his parents. He doesn't know where they are, or they're dead. I don't remember exactly. He gives you the phone number of his sister. I think it's his half sister. They share the same dad, and you can call her and tell her that he's alive and he kind of wants to see her, and you can even convince him to go travel and see her, and it feels really nice to do it, though you do like lose him in your house. But I like him. I really like him. I think he's better than the little girl. Oh no. So we got the cat lady, or the ballerina, whatever you want to call her. I'll put her in good. She's very interesting. Her dialogue, she refers to death as her. I mean, it's obvious she's talking about death. Like the cultists refer to death as her, I believe. She is literally just the female version of him. And the only reason why you kill her is because she lets you kill her. She believes that death is favoring you instead of her, so she just lets it happen, which is pretty cool. She gives you the cat. Very useful, but she is always a visitor, of course. And she has a really cool special like animation if you reach the end of her dialogue, where she's like dodging and weaving your bullets like a pro. You can essentially see, you can kind of assume that's how he is able to like take down people, because he's just so fast too, apparently. But yeah, she's cool. She's good. Next is this little girl. I think they call her like teenager in the wiki. She takes the place of the neighbor's daughter. They're both just little kids. She's a bit older. Like if she's like 10, she's probably like 13, 14. But she's actually, I quite like her. I always let her in my playthroughs. I think she's only not been a human like once or twice ever. I think she just has a super low probability of being a visitor. Her whole story, she is super bitter. Like, unlike, say, this lady who warms up to you towards the end, she is so bitter towards you. She hates you. And for, I guess, good reason, because you kind of remind her of her dad, and her dad, like, beats her, taught her how to fight just so he could have a challenge when he beats her, which is really messed up. I like her as a character. I always let her in. I think she's cool. I think she's good. We'll put her above the seductress. All right, we got the eyeless man, eyeless Jack. So he's probably the hardest achievement to get, or one of the hardest, because you have to acquire him on day 7. If it's not on day 7, then you just can't finish his dialogue. He slip and slides himself. He unalives himself. Thank you, YouTube. He unalives himself. He probably saw death, which is why he ripped his eyes out. He's cool. For some reason, I'm just not, I don't know what it is. I just am not a big fan of him. I don't know why. I'm gonna put him at the top of okay, because I just don't really like him. Maybe his dialogue, maybe it just doesn't feel very consistent. The way he's like kind of jokey, and then just all of a sudden it's like blam, rope on the ceiling. I don't know. Like, he's a cool character, but I feel like there's missed opportunity there, especially how hard it is to get his like full dialogue. That's atrocious. All right, we got the stand-up guy. I think he's cool. He has a very not complex backstory. So he's essentially he's a normal guy. He's very jokey. He acts very like fun and optimistic when around you, but you could tell he is just like devastated. Like, you can hear outside of the office, the room he stays in, when you let him in, you can hear crying. That's from him. And as you talk to him, it's revealed that a taxi driver, most likely this guy, ran over his dog, and he had to put the dog down, and that's why he's so sad. Like, there's this whole big apocalypse, and the reason he's sad is because his dog died. He's good. I put him like above the seductress. I might just move these 4 down to okay, because good tier is getting a little crowded. And I could see her being okay, them being okay. Kind of missed opportunity characters. We'll see. Alright, they're going into great. So their whole thing is that he definitely does not do nice things to his wife. So if a visitor, he actually has completely clean hands. But if a human, he has clean hands, like clean nails, but he has bruised knuckles. And I think that's all you really need to hear. It's so interesting. Like, you feel bad rejecting them at the door, but then if you get to a playthrough and you let them in and you go through their dialogue, it's like, it's such a slow burner. I feel like it's just a really well told sort of slow burner story they have. I'm gonna put them, I don't think they reach the pale guy, but they come close. I'm gonna put them right there. I just think they have one of the best dialogue chains in the game. All right, the cultists, we'll put all 4 of these guys. So these guys, they're all serviceable. I like this guy the most, probably, just because he's the nicest. Like, this guy's a bit more interesting than him. But they're all just like basic cult member guys. They will always be in your house at least once every playthrough. And yeah, they talk about death and stuff. That's about it. The cult leader is a bit more interesting. I put him in okay. Probably above the FEMA guy. Like, the entire premise of the cult is more interesting than any of the individual members, if that makes sense. I just don't think any of them are very interesting. They're all pretty basic. At least he's a bit threatening, but other than that, not much. All right, absolute G right here. Probably the biggest G that has ever existed. Perhaps a bigger G than the neighbor. He is, in every demo, in every version of this game, he is a guaranteed human. Up until the full game, he is still a guaranteed human. And he's seems like kind of a bitter jerk, and I mean he is a bitter jerk, but the reason he got kicked out of the bar he was in was actually sort of because he was disappointed in people being, he was disappointed in like humanity around him being so like blaming everything around them instead of taking responsibility for the bad things that are happening. I don't know, he's just cool. I like him. Like, there's not a whole lot to him, but he's just such a staple. You always let him in every time, and FEMA always takes him. Almost always takes him, and it's really annoying. But he's really cool. I like him. I'll put him in good. Like, this is probably higher than he even deserves, like, as just a character, but I really like him. I'll put him in good. I will put him below the dog guy, and what we'll do, we're gonna move these 4 down, I think is what we're gonna do. So good tier is a bit less crowded. All right, so stoner guy, he's very easy to tell if he's a visitor or not. You just check his nails. If they're dirty, he's a visitor. If they're not, he's a human. Then you leave him alone. He only has 3 conversations in this whole dialogue chain. It's essentially him telling you how he's a slacker and he lived off money from his parents. And he asks if he can watch some movies on your TV. And you're like, I don't got no movies. And he's like, what? This sucks. You can either tell him to get out or tell him to stay, and he'll stay or get out. You can hear him beatboxing outside the bathroom door, which is the room he stays in, which is pretty cool. I'll put him in okay. I don't know who to put him. I'll put the beatboxing thing is kind of cool. I'll put him here. Nah, I'll put him here. He's fine. All right, the weird necrophiliac guy. Honestly, I don't think there's a single character I know less about than this guy. I've probably only gone through his chain like once, and he's just weird and cryptic and talks about his beloved. He's got a messed up arm. I don't know. I don't really like him very much. like, he's serviceable. He's fine. Like, the arm thing is kind of cool, but that's really the only thing he's got going for him. I'll put him there. I don't know. Some people simp for him, though, so there's that. Ooh, the Minister. The Minister. I really like the Minister. I always let this guy in. He is such a weirdo. He he looks so strange, but I love him. I love him so much. He's one of the most useful characters in the game because you can actually trade him stuff. So, for example, when you let him in for the first time, for his first conversation, if you give him a beer, he will give you a kombucha. Really great trade. Second conversation, if you give him an Energeca, he will give you, I believe, a FEMA notice, I think. And then third conversation, if you give him a cigarette, he'll give you a coffee, which is a very similar trade there. Cigarettes are a bit better though, so I don't know. He's one of the funniest characters. I really like him. I might put him in best just because, like, you know, this is my list. He's a personal favorite. I think we're gonna put him in best. We're gonna put him like right there. I'm not even joking. Firefighter's great. I love Firefighter. We'll put him right here. Always a human, always appears on night 6, gives you a free FEMA notice, and he's got a really interesting backstory. He does eventually die after enough conversations with him, and you can either, if you have a cigarette, you can give him a cigarette and give him like one final, I don't know, sort of thing to give him peace. One final thing of enjoyment before he passes. He'll just take a puff and lie back and die. He's just like a really cool character. I really like his design, and I like how he's always human. He's like the most like disgusting looking person here. He looks like a ghoul or something from Fallout, but he is always a human, and I think that's so cool. I don't know. He's just really cool. And everyone falls in love with the Firefighter guy, and it's easy to see why. Wireface is cool. He's always a human, and he's essentially a foreigner who just kind of got unlucky and got trapped here when this whole thing happened. We don't know how his face got wired. There are like translations for his dialogue online, but I haven't looked them up. I'm just going by what's in the game. And he's cool. He gives you a phone number to the foreign embassy, and your player actually treats him with a lot of sympathy, a lot of empathy, a lot of sympathy. There are a few characters he does that with. He's a good example. The little girl's a good example. She's a good example. But I really like him. He's really good. I don't know if he's great. I wish that his story had a bit more of a resolution to it, but he's really good. I'll put him at the top of good, actually. So now we got the ex-FEMA guy, this absolute scumbag. At first he lies and he's like, yeah, I just found this suit off a dead guy in a car. You know, I figured if FEMA's wearing them, we should wear them too. But it's revealed, no, he actually does work for FEMA. He killed her husband and delivered the body to her out of like guilt, I guess, which got him fired. And he's like, I should have just shot her too. Blah, blah. Like it seems like he might be a little redeemable because of that sort of just nice gesture he did, but he sucks. He is a FEMA truther, despite getting fired by them still. But he's a good character. I'll put him at the bottom of good. The fortune teller, she's serviceable. I'm not gonna lie. She's just talks about like typical like astrology, like star signs and the universe and blah 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 blah. Just like nothing really ever comes of it. She gives you a phone number. That's kind of cool, but that's about the coolest thing about her. I'll put her right here. She's randomized. Not a huge fan. She's just kind of boring and basic. Guy that got shot. So he got shot, and he hates FEMA because they shot him. That's about it. He's mad because he got shot. There's not really a whole lot to him. I think he dies after a while. He succumbs to his wounds. I don't know why he looks so funny. He's fine. He got shot. Sucks, man. Yeah, she is one of the best characters. I don't know if she's going in the best tier, but she's definitely going like right here. She is awesome. She's been there since the demo. She's always a visitor, always visitor in demo, but she never kills anyone until she sort of realizes that she is a visitor. I think then she starts killing people, but her dialogue chain is probably one of the best in the game, like rivaling his, rivaling theirs. It's just really good. It's really cool. And she's always the second person to come at your door. Tall guy is always the first. Gravedigger's so annoying, and I don't mean like as a character, I mean like gameplay wise, because he only has one sign. The wikis used to say, I don't know if they like put it back on. I removed it because I tested it like 3 times and it was just false information. But apparently he will say, depending on his dialogue, you can tell if he's a human or not, but that's just incorrect. I think it's just different sometimes. I don't know if that's like a bug with the game. Maybe it's supposed to be that way. I don't know. He only has one sign to tell, and it's the photo. And considering how late you get the photo and considering how early you get this guy, it can really suck having him around. But he does have an interesting story. He can tell you about how he was, digging, he's a gravedigger, and a hand came out of the ground, giving sort of concrete evidence to the fact that visitors do come from underground, or they go underground and come back up. Got a cool design. He's good. I like him. I don't know if he's above the FEMA guy, but he'll go right here. This guy, not a huge fan. I think the biggest redeeming factor about him is his design. It's very much based off of the hooded guy from Mandela Catalog, which I think is also based off of a police sketch. Very creepy, but he himself is not an interesting character. He's essentially just like an insomniac, and he claims he can go into people's dreams or something, and it doesn't really go anywhere. It's pretty uninteresting. Homeless guy, again, I'd say just serviceable. Very generic, just like friendly homeless guy. He originally comes to your house because he thinks it's empty. He believes stealing from the dead is fine because, it's an apocalypse and they're dead. So just take it. We'll put him right there. He's not very interesting. He's pretty basic. Next we have the deadbeat mom. I believe her kid doesn't leave her if she is a human. I could be wrong about that. Maybe it's just random whether she leaves or not, just like the gravedigger's dialogue. But the kid can stay. I've had it where it stays. I don't know if that's just like a glitch or not, though. She gives you the number of her husband. They hate each other's guts. She kind of hates her kids, or at least does not care about them, considering she lost all of them. But she's a good character, I guess. Maybe? I don't know. She's okay, I guess. She's okay. I'll put her like right here. All right, now we got the nun. Very basic. I'm not gonna lie, just a nun, just kind of a judgy old lady. That's really all there is to it with her. She has no teeth. And checking to see if she's a visitor or not is also really annoying because her only signs are also a photo, but the ears too. She can have a bug in her ear. Okay, now we're getting back into the swing of it. I think what we'll do is we'll put them back up now. Mid-tier is getting a little less crowded. I think it's fine to put them back up. It's fine for good to have the most. It's fine. We have her. She's really cool. I like her. I like her dialogue chain. She gives you a photo of her dead husband. She carries her dead husband around. Her story is directly tied to this FEMA guy. Hence why they cannot be in the same place. Hence why they cannot be in your house at the same time. She's a great character. I really like her. And I really like the dialogue the main character has with her because it is so gentle. It's so sympathetic, which is rare to see. I'm gonna put her right there. Should they go above? Which one? I'll put them right there. It could go either way with those two. Okay, now we got the tenant, the homeowners association guy. He's such a little just piece of crap, and it's so funny. If you go through this whole dialogue chain, there is not you have to kill him. There's no way to keep him alive. You have to kill him because he's threatens to report you to FEMA. He's just so annoying, just like poking and prodding you constantly about every little thing. It's so funny. He's the funniest character. We'll put him right here. One of the funniest characters. He's not the funniest. There's a certain character that we'll go into best that I think is just the funniest in the whole game, and I think he's my favorite. We'll see. This guy, don't really care. He's okay. At least he has some sort of like story. I'll put him like there. There. He wants to learn how to kill. And then he's like, never mind. And that's it. That's his whole thing. And he comes late too. It's boring. Taxi guy? He's good. I like him. He did run over this guy's dog though. That sucks. He is tied to a lot of other characters' story. Probably more than any other one of these guests. I don't know. He himself though is not the most interesting. His story about his dad and the story of how he got to your house are interesting. But that's about it. I'm gonna put him like right here. The teacher, probably going into great. I'm not gonna lie. She has a unique animation if you complete all her dialogue, which is only possible if you get her on the 8th night. So she is the hardest character, I think, to get full dialogue with, and she essentially shoots the face of herself. She takes your gun, or at least she can, depending on your dialogue, and it's very sad. You feel bad for her. She is definitely one of the more heroic characters, and it's really sad. She goes right here. She goes right here. Next is the conspiracy theorist. I think the coolest thing about this guy is just the fact that he shows up in the prologue. That's about it. He's just like a conspiracy guy. His whole thing about parasites in the ear is probably the only conspiracy theory he actually has that's correct. He himself as a character is not very interesting. I will put him right here, but he's just not great. Not great. I like his design though. Next we got Coat Guy. Coat Guy's going in great. Of course, we've all seen the animation that was in the trailer. Really cool. He's always a visitor. You feel bad for him, like he probably does not know he's a visitor, but is super scared about, you know, the thing in his stomach. Yeah, just that he's hard carried by that like one cutscene. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put him like right here. He's cool. I like him. He's cool. The Vigilante. He is going into Glade. So he's the brother of your neighbor. Not really a big resemblance, but it's fine. He goes around and he essentially just kills everybody. Like if they have a single visitor sign, he kills them like without hesitation. He collects like their fingers and their gross stuff. But he's cool. He has his own ending, which is one of the cooler endings, and he stays a present threat throughout the whole game, or at least the last half of the game. To the player, he's cool. I like him. He's not the most interesting character himself though. I will put him like above the little girl, but that's about it. Him, one of the funnier characters in the game. He is just absolutely crazy. He has voices in his head. If he's a visitor, he has no fingers, so he has no legs and no fingers. I don't know. He's very funny. That's really it though. He's just funny. He's just a funny character. I'll put him in good. I don't know. I really like him. I just remember like getting him in the demo and really liking him, and I always let him in because of that, even though he is randomized. We'll put him right here. I think he's funnier than him, and that's about it. All right, the FEMA guy's wife. So her husband works for FEMA. She, I think, used to work for Border Patrol or something, and she really wants to work for FEMA. You can call a FEMA number and try to get her hired by FEMA, but they don't have any positions available that she would want. I don't know. She's fine. She's okay. I'll put her like right there. She's just not... She just talks about how she doesn't like visitors and basic stuff like that. She's just not very interesting. Mushroom Guy. Mushroom Guy's awesome. He's tied to the mushroom ending. Gives you the Book of Smiles. He has goofy little music in the ending. I just like him. I like how he's the only guy besides the forest guy, if you called at a certain time, to show up when like the world really goes to crap and like the city's burning down. He just appears. He's like, ho ho ho, toodaloo, here's my book of smiles. Ho ho ho, let's go to the mushroom land. I don't know. He's really funny. I like him. And he's directly tied to a really cool ending. I'll put him like right here. This guy, otherwise known as Jakob, because he is the main character, or at least one of the main characters, playable characters, in these game's developers' next game. He's always a visitor, and considering that this game takes place in the same universe as their next game, I'm curious to see if it'll be like a prequel or something. I don't know. He talks about being immortal, and people simp for him purely because he's like the most normal looking guy in this game. I don't know. He's cool, I guess, but he's not really that interesting. He definitely just exists to be a sort of tease to the next game, but he actually works as a cool character on his own in this game. We'll put him like right here. She's just a reference to another horror game. That's it. Or he, I think. I don't know. He's just a reference to like a kid in another horror game. That's literally it. At first it seems like this might be the daughter of him that he's referring to, but no, it's not. It's just like a random cameo. Pretty lame. I don't care. We got super positive guy with the baseball cap. I like him. He's cool. He's pretty cool. I'll put him like right here. He's cool. I like him. He's nice. He's very positive, even though like his family's dead, but he's always trying to uplift everyone's spirits. If you kill him, he even says he forgives you. Very, very touching. He's just a very nice guy. Sun guy. I don't need to explain myself, but I will. He's the funniest character. He has a unique animation where he just chokes down some beer and then just like throws up all over your bathroom. I think he has the funniest dialogue in the whole game. His whole thing about the sun and just like the end parts with the amen, or how he's talking about his wife, or I don't know. He's very funny. He worships the sun, but he's such, I don't know, he's such a goober. I don't know what else to say. Like, he looks like Jack Black mixed with Jabba the Hutt if they worship the sun. I don't know what else to say. He's the best. What do you want me to do? He's my favorite. Okay, he's my favorite, so he's going to the top. It's my list. Amogus guy. I think we'll put him right here. Nothing else needs to be said. I mean, he's a piece of crap. He's probably the most evil character on here. Like, unironically. But he's a Mogus guy. He's so funny. I don't know what to say. The doctor, really cool. I like the doctor. He doesn't have a whole lot of dialogues, and you can choose whether to kick him out or not because he admits he's kind of useless in your house. But you know what? Just because you can't do your doctor work doesn't mean you're any less useless than anyone else in my house, you know? So you can stay, buddy. He's cool. I like him. He's got 2 pupils on one eye. That's rad. We'll put him right here. There you go, buddy. And that's the list. We're done. We're done. Never to play this game again. Though apparently there's going to be a big update and they're going to add like a dozen new visitors. So actually I lied. This list may become outdated like immediately. Thank you for watching. I promise the next video will be Kotor. Okay, I'm currently working on every boss in Kotor ranked. There's like 93, which is crazy. But I just kind of was making the list. I'm like, oh, well, that's probably a boss. Well, if that's a boss, then we have to include that. And blah, blah, blah. It's going to be a big video. It's going to be a long script. Probably the biggest ranking I think we've done yet. But it's Kotor, so it's fine. Thank you for watching. Sun Guy is the best character.